Welcome back to the channel. I am Black Star Dove. Today, the topic of this discussion in this video is how my actions forced my fiance to leave me, and how as a result of that, I end up becoming a better person. Sorry about that. Um, Kind of tired. Went to the gym today. But the point is, I once had a fiance. We was together for like a year and a half. Um, but it was a very up and down year and a half because looking back on it, I have to remember to always keep eye contact with the camera. Um, Looking back on it, it was just I want to say I wasn't ready for that relationship yet. She was a beautiful woman. Like she had all types of men trying to talk to her all the time. She's very beautiful, like very shapely. She wasn't like she looked amazing. She looked like an IG model. Um, well, she most definitely had the body of an IG model, but she was a very smart woman. Um, but and where our relationship ended up going a little bit sour is that a year and a month into the relationship, she was graduating from the University of Phoenix with her master's, um, and I couldn't make the graduation. It's not just because it was I could have made it, but I kind of chose not to make it, and I wasn't there to share that huge day with her, which is a major success and a major milestone in her life, and I wasn't there to celebrate that with her and be there for her. So that was a huge turning point. From there, it just really got worse. It just snowballed. We ended up taking a trip to LA the next month, and that trip turned out horrible. And then it just went from there. Um, and then we took a little bit of a break after that. But the reason way I was able to get her back is that I did something that I didn't want to do at the time, but I kind of felt forced to, which was I proposed to her. I went and I got a ring. I proposed, um, and she, we were back on. Um, but it was just, man, like, like she had her faults, but it was like mostly my fault. Um, let's see here. One of the things that really bothered her that I admit I could have been more open to discussing was the possibility of having a child. See, I already have a son, when I wasn't with her, and she didn't have no kids. So she always wanted to have that child. And she was getting up in age. She was like, after the age of 35, I don't want to try to bring a child in the world. That's understandable. And I was always really super scared because at that time, I wasn't in the financial position that I am at this point in time to be able to be like, yeah, let's try that. Or, I was always super scared, like, man, I can barely afford this one. How am I going to afford two? But so I was really, scared by that. And another thing is that I started going to church, but I didn't take her with me. And she was like, wow, we should go to church together. Why aren't we going to church together? And then at the time, I just didn't know. Like, I wasn't trying to talk to nobody at the church. I wasn't trying to holler at nobody. I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just trying to go to try to become a better person, so that way I can actually become a husband. But I didn't bring her with me, which in hindsight I should have brought her with me. Let's see here, what much? I didn't appreciate her to the fullest extent that I could have appreciated her. Like I've always appreciated little things that she done, especially when it came to my son, because she literally treated my son like it was her child, and I most definitely do appreciate that. But I didn't really let her know and really let her feel valued in that sense that she was appreciated. Um, Listen here, I was very selfish. A whole lot of things were always about me and how I can become better. At the time, she didn't mind because her end goal, she was so focused on just make me your wife, just make me your wife, just make me your wife. And so she was willing to forego all the other things to focus on me as long as I made her my wife. Which that ended up not being healthy for both of us. Um, Let me see here, because I wrote everything down. Oh, I was okay. So as I stated before with the video on my son's mother, I like to joke a lot. Even during serious moments, I still try to make jokes. She didn't like that. Like especially about serious things, or I would try to make a joke with her about something. She'd be like, she would say, "Can you not say that?" And then I wouldn't pay it no mind, and I would still say it anyway. So I was being very asshole-ish. Asshoey. I was an asshole. And I wasn't really, respecting her feelings when she said, "Hey, don't say that or don't call me that." I just took everything as a joke and I did it anyway. Um, then the last thing that was really like a really bit of a wobbly point was the relationship that she had with my son's mother. Um, Back, like I said, that was my first real serious relationship. So I didn't, you know, I could have handled things a whole lot better as it pertains to my son's mother. Now I know that that woman that would be my wife comes first, and then my son comes second. See, it was always my son came first, and then she came second. And by my son coming first, by retrospect, that means his mother came first before her. So sorry about that. Um, so that was kind of hard. See, now I know from the therapy and going to church and all that stuff that my wife will come first. So the next woman that I do have and that I'm learning all these things from, she will most definitely come first in that aspect. Um, but yeah, I ended up losing her. Um, Man, I still remember that day. Like I remember how it started. We woke up. I was joking with her. I kept on calling her old lady, old lady. She didn't like me calling her old lady, and we just blew up and have a huge argument. And she walked out the door. And the next time I saw her is when she came and got her key, and she dropped off my key. And then, man, that was that was very hurtful. And then that really put things in perspective for me because at the longest time I really didn't know what I wanted. So I was like I wanted to be a husband, but I was like, do I really want to be a husband? But once she left, it was just like I do want to be a husband. Um, I do want that life, but she's not here anymore. So like I said, I ended up going to therapy. Just going back into the church. As I stated before, I'm a man that believes in God, believes in Jesus, not necessarily a Christian anymore. But I try to make sure my faith is straight. Um, make sure that I'm getting rid of all those traumas. Like I said, I got rid of that stuff for the most part, but still going to therapy. Now I'm getting over get my fitness. Going to the gym, 3-4 times a week. I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Same day I drop the videos. And then sometimes I try to do it on the weekend at night when I have my son. But other than that, just working. Because I really seen how I treated her. And technically I felt like she should have left way earlier than she did. But I'm very appreciative of her. I still do love her. Is she the one that got away? Can't really say. I hope not. Because I really hope I can find someone just as amazing or even more amazing. But it really did hurt when she left. And knowing the reason why she left was because of me and not my indecisiveness and do I want to get married, do I not, going to church without her, making it seem like she wasn't a priority, even though secretly she was, but I should have just made it known she was. Man, I spent a lot of nights crying. and that's just me being real. Um, because it's like it wasn't just she treated me good; she treated my son good, and that was very hurtful. Especially when he was still like for like a few months, he'd be like, well, I'm not gonna say her name, but he'll ask for her name, and I have to tell him she isn't coming back. She's not coming back, and as a father, that hurt because it's because of me and my fault that she's not coming back. Um, as I said it before, this is like I believe my fourth, fifth video. I need to work on eye contact with the camera. Um, so other than that, I do apologize for any of the oohs and ahs and all that stuff and the non-eye contact. Um, hopefully next time you see me, I'll have a haircut. Getting ready to have a birthday, so hopefully that will go well. Well, matter of fact, I know it will go well because it's for me. But like I said, I'm be dropping a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just trying to take accountability for my actions, trying to help others to not make the same mistakes I made, trying to make sure that the black man versus black woman settle down and we can actually work together and let people know how life is here in Phoenix. Other than that, I love you, my brothers. I love you, my sisters. Take care. And don't lose that one that could be the one because of your actions.